Yes, I apologize. I apologize. Something went wrong with my internet. I just changed my connection. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Acha ji, where did I stop? Where did he lose me? Did I finish the levels of organization? Yes, Fatma? You raised your hand, Fatma. अच्छा चलेगा. I'm assuming गलती से हो गया होगा. कुछ पूछ लिया करें वैसे ही पूछना. You don't need to raise your hand. So I hope you did not miss the levels of organization. So everybody is clear about what the levels of organizations are.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Chalo ji. Now let's jump to our exam style questions again, and that is going to be a feature of our coursework. Past papers ki practice is integral to our topic, so we can't finish a topic unless we do the past paper practice. Okay, so Bismillah, let's jump. So I have a few MCQs and then I have some theory questions. Inshallah, actually one theory question. So let's look at all of them one by one, so that we understand how does the questions work. It's very difficult to pick and choose questions from the past papers that only deal with topic one, because aapko pata hai ki in the exam they give you integrated stuff related from different topics, but still, inshallah, I've managed to take some of the MCQs. So let's look at the first MCQ together. So it says the photograph shows some human cells under the microscope. Okay, so he has labeled two things, Q and P. Human cells hai, which means that they are animal cells and of course not plant cells. So what are structures P and Q? Q, we can clearly see, happens to be the boundary of the this cell. So we know that this is the cell membrane. Okay, or P is the middle portion of the cell, which maybe is the cytoplasm. Well, there's something that he hasn't labeled in this diagram. Let's label that. What do you think is this that I've labeled with purple? What do you think?
Nucleus.
Yep, shabash, that's the nucleus. Good, shabash, that's the nucleus. Okay, so what are structures P and Q? Well, P is cytoplasm, yes, and Q is cell membrane. So the correct option is A. Okay, that was fairly simple. Okay, xylem is an example of option A, a cell, option B, a tissue, option C, an organ, and option D, an organ system. Yes, but what do you think is the correct answer?
The tissue?
Yep, it's a tissue. Why is it a tissue? Because it is made up of cells. It is made up of cells. Of course, the cells which have lost all of their contents and stuff, that's a separate story. But for us to justify that why is xylem an example of a tissue, that's the line of argument. All right. MCQ number 3. The diagram shows cells from the epidermis of a leaf. Okay. Which parts are partially permeable? All right. P kya hai? P is the cell membrane of
Tonoplast.
Of vacuole, shabash, which is known as tonoplast. It's okay if you don't know this name. Honestly, it's okay if you don't know the name. It's not required, but it's good that you know. But again, its nature is exactly like that of a cell membrane. What is Q? Q is cell wall. What is S? S is this boundary on the inside, which is the cell membrane. Or R kya hai? Again, that's the point that's joining the two cells. Okay, that's the points that joining the two cells. So, okay. Ab pooch raha hai, which parts are partially permeable? So is cell wall partially permeable? Kya khayal hai bachcho? Is it partially permeable?
No, sir.
It's freely permeable. It's freely permeable. Okay. So that's out of question. So Q to nahi ho sakta. Kya ho sakta hai? So can we easily eliminate option A and B because they contain Q? Well, S is partially permeable and even P is partially permeable because it's at the end of the day a cell membrane. So guess what the correct answer is? The correct answer is D. But is everybody with me? Are you following?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, wonderful. Excellent. Chale ji. MCQ number 4. The diagram shows some animal cells as seen under the microscope. Okay. Thoda label kar lete hain. That's the cell membrane. Okay. That's the nucleus, that's the cytoplasm. Okay, what will be present at X? Okay, that's an interesting question. बच्चों, it shows your it's unstable internet. मेरे 4G के signals तो आ रहे हैं. Is my voice clear, बच्चों? Or is it
Your
breaking?
voice is breaking. Yes,
Really?
sir.
Okay, wait. Let me change my connection
Sir, it
back.
is breaking.
Okay, wait. The al-mashhur PTCL. I'm sure everybody is really not in love with PTCL. Hanji, bachcho, is it clear now? Better now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, great. Challenging. So, a second. Okay, so, all right. Okay, what will be present at X? Let's look at all of the options. One cell well, can I cross out cell walls? I mean, come on, this is an animal cell. It can't have cell walls. So we rule out option B and D because they're talking about cell walls. That's not a cell wall. What will be present at X? Option A, one cell membrane. Option 2, two cell membranes. Well, there are two cells joining together. That's the first and that's the second. So at this point, there are two cell membranes that are coming together. So therefore, the correct answer is C. Kya khayal hai, bachcho? Is that easy to understand?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
great. MCQ number 5. Plant cells are often green, but animal cells are not usually green. Which structures in the plant cells make them green? Come on, this is very easy. Kya hai ji green? Bataएं zara, shabash.
Chloroplast.
It's C. Oh, no,
Chloroplast.
it's B.
Cytoplasm, no, Niaz, that's not the thing that makes it green is actually the chloroplast. Because by the way, what is inside the chloroplast that makes it green? It's the
Chlorophyll.
chlorophyll. Good, shabash. It's actually the chlorophyll that has the green color. So because of which the chloroplast appears green, of course. All right, now we come to our theory question. Okay. All right, iski mark scheme niche maine nahi di bhi cha. Let me solve that for you. Okay, figure 4.1 shows a root hair cell. Label the features. Features label A, B, C. Hanji, what is A? Come on, that's easy. Cell
wall.
Cell wall, not cell membrane. Are you sure? Yes, that's a cell wall. Of course, that's the
Yes.
outer. So that's the cell wall. What about B? Usually the nucleus is supposed to be somewhere here, but that there are cases where it can be at here also in the root here. So yes, that's the nucleus. And then what about C?
Root here?
That's the cell vacuole bhi keh sakte hain. Cell
Oh.
sap is also going to be acceptable. Okay, because you can clearly see that it's extending in the root here also. That's usually very unlikely, but that's how they've shown that to be in this particular question. Okay. All right. So write your answers on figure 4.1. Chalaji, we've written that. Feature A, okay, that's the cell wall, is made up of cellulose. What is cellulose made from? This is slightly jumping the gun. ये nutrition, biological molecules या फिर nutrition का topic है. But again, can anybody tell me what cellulose is? Do you think it's a protein, it's a fat, or it's a carbohydrate?
Carbohydrate.
Shabash, it's a carbohydrate. It's a carbohydrate. Okay. All right. So let's give you 3 marks for this. Let's give you 1 mark for this. State 2 functions of root hair cell. जी बच्चों, अभी आज हमने किया ये.
Absorb water and mineral ions.
Absorption of water. Acha, now there's one thing that you need to remember. Whenever you are talking about the functions, even if you have 2 marks and you're writing absorption of water, don't forget to write it is done by the process of osmosis. Never forget to mention this. And Niaz, do you mind if I pick and choose and ask you what's the second function of the root hair cell?
I don't know.
It's the absorption of mineral ions.
Oh, okay.
And mineral ions by active transport. Again, it is very important that you mention this also. Okay, so these are the two functions of the root hair cell. All right, the next question says, the next part says, describe how a root hair cell is adapted for its function. Just 1 mark, just 1 mark. So I want you people to take a minute and write down the answer that you think you will write for this. Come on, take a minute, not more than 60 seconds. Write down the answer for this on a piece of paper that you have, you're taking notes on. लिखें ज़रा इसको, क्या लिखेंगे आप? Just a 1 mark question. So what do you think you should write? It does not mean that if it is for 1 mark, you will only suffice yourself with 1 point. No, you can write more. I mean, be intelligent, okay? So what do you have to write? Yes, Bachon, you done? Okay, can anybody volunteer to tell me what they've written?
Sir, long, narrow hair-like projection which provide more surface area to volume ratio.
Okay, they have a long. Okay, what's the name of that long narrow thing? What's the name
Root hair,
of that?
sir.
Protrusion.
What's the name of that protrusion? They have protrusions or finger-like projections, protrusions called root hairs, which increase the surface area to volume ratio for absorption of water, biosmosis, and mineral ions by active transport. So I'm not leaving any room for the examiner to cut my mark. I mean, of course, there's no negative marking, but I mean, the point is, agar ek mark ka question hai, try and give 2 or 3 marking points, so you're on the safer edge. Okay, and then finally, B part says figure 2 shows a palisade mesophyll cell. This is one of the plant cells. On the cell in figure 4.2, sorry, the cell in figure 4.2 contains structures which are not present in the root hair cells. Okay, so what is the feature that is present here, which is not present in the root hair cell? Let me quickly draw a root hair cell. So that's the cell wall, if you like. Maybe that's the nucleus, so that's the cell vacuole. Okay, mitochondrias. And of course, you have the nucleus. Hanji, kya khayal hai? What do you think? State the name of these structures and explain their function. What is present in this cell, which is not present in the root hair cell? We've talked about this today. Dekhein.
Chloroplast.
Shabash, chloroplast. Okay, so the name is chloroplast. When you write the name, you get the first mark because that's what it says. So that's 1 mark you're getting, and then explain their function. Well, their function is they contain chlorophyll, okay, which traps light energy, converts light energy into which energy? Chemical energy.
Chemical energy.
During which process? During the process of photosynthesis. Okay. All of these points that I've written are separately credit worthy. Okay, so if any of, I mean, iska ye matlab nahi hai ki aap koi se bhi 3 likhenge. I encourage you to write all of these 5 points. But again, any of these 3, inshallah, should suffice for you to score marks. Okay, so I hope that gives you a good flavor of what the questions they will look like. Inshallah, as we will proceed in the syllabus, practicing questions will be more fun since we would have covered a lot of syllabus. So alhamdulillah, that finishes our first topic. I am sure, inshallah, that maybe tomorrow we will be finishing our second topic also, since it's a very small topic, inshallah. So any questions, Bacho, that we have for today? Any comments, any concerns that you didn't understand? There's one thing that I want to reiterate again and again. Since we are going at a slightly fast pace in this course, I'm not saying that it's too fast, but I'm expecting you guys to make sure that you with your revisions, you're really updated, okay? Don't pile up work. If you pile up work, it will be impossible for you to manage things at the end, okay? I hope all is good and set. Niaz, I want you to stay behind for 2 minutes. I just want to have a quick word. If the others, they don't have any questions, any concerns, Jazakumullahu khairan. See you tomorrow, inshallah, but same time, apna bahut khayal rakhein. And Allah Hafiz, you may leave. I just need to have a word with Niaz. Thank you. The others can leave.